Save some money. Change your own brake pads and flush your own brake fluid on your Harley. Let me show you how. First thing you want to do is order yourself a set of brake pads, and also make sure you have the proper brake fluid for your motorcycle. My bike is a 2001 Harley Ultra Classic, but the process to change brakes is very similar on many different models of Harley. We're going to work on the front brakes first. The first thing we want to do is locate the reservoir. It's on the right side of the handlebars. There are two Phillips screws. We need to unscrew them and take the lid off of the fluid reservoir. This way it allows for the fluid to go back easily when we compress the pistons, and later on that's where we're going to add the new fluid when we flush the system. What we need is a 12 millimeter 12-point socket, and we also need a 1/4 inch socket. Those things will get everything off that we need for the brakes. Another thing we might want is a screwdriver. A straight screwdriver would be good to use to help align the holes for the brake pads when we're reassembling. You'll notice that the mounting bolts that hold the caliper to the forks are two different sizes. The upper one is going to be a longer bolt, and the lower one will be your shorter bolt. What we want to do now is take our time and slide the caliper off of the rotor. I'm also going to use my 1/4 inch 12-point socket to loosen up the two bolts that hold the brake pads on the caliper. Now is a good time to point out that the brake pads are different on the inboard and outboard. You'll see that there are different shapes on the top. Just pay attention to which one comes out on which side of the caliper, and you would then put them back in the same way. The whole purpose of this is that we want to push the pistons back in, so this way it makes enough room for the new pads to go on, so we can have an easier assembly process. Now we're going to put the new brake pads in. So remember the shapes and positions of the old ones we took out. We're going to put the new ones in the same way. And just make sure that your friction part, the actual part, the brake that hits the rotor, is facing inward toward each other. Now we'll take the two 1/4 inch pins that we removed earlier and slide them through to try to guide the brake pads to be in the position that they need to be in. And once we have them through, we will start threading it in and securing the bolt. Okay, now we'll take the caliper and place it on the rotor and move the caliper toward the forks. We'll insert our bolts, hand tighten them, and then we will tighten them down with our ratchet. Okay, now we're going to do the left front caliper. I wanted to show you this. It's the same exact method. Only problem I had is that whoever replaced this before tightened the heck out of these bolts, and I ended up stripping the head off of the top one. Ooh. I ended up ordering the factory bolts from Harley. Just so you know, if you're looking for the part numbers for a 2001 Electraglide Ultra Classic, the upper number, the bigger bolt, is part number 44163-00, and that was like $2.49. And the lower bolt is number 44160-00, and that also was $2.49. In case if you run into a problem where you damage the heads, it's a cheap replacement, and it makes your life a lot easier than trying to hunt it down online. Once we get the caliper back on and everything's secure, flushing the system in the front is very easy. Since we already have fluid in the reservoir, the easiest thing to do is crack one of the bleeders. First I did the right side, and I added my fluid to the top and let gravity do its work, and just kept adding it to make sure that the reservoir did not run dry, because you don't want to get air in the system. And once we saw the fluid change, because in this case it's .5, it's a purple color. Once you see that purple fluid come out, you know you got rid of all the old fluid. Now you can close the bleeder, and then do the same thing for the left side. And once that's all done, top off your reservoir, put your cap back on, screw it down, and then test your brakes. Check your fluid again, and everything should be good from that point. So now we flushed the system in the front. Let's go to the back. In this particular case, we have a single caliper, and that caliper is on the right side of the bike in the rear. And we're able to take our time and remove the brake pads without having to take the caliper off in the rear. Otherwise, if you wanted to remove the caliper, we would have to remove the rear wheel, and we don't want to do that. So we're just going to need our 1/4 inch 12-point socket to remove the brake pads, and we're going to need to also remove the lid on the brake reservoir, which is over on the right side on the bottom. I removed one of the bolts and left the other one still in there so I can just work on the inboard pad first. This is what the inboard pad looks like on the rear. So take note of this so you know which way to put that pad when we replace it. And here's the outboard pad. So just once again, take note of what it looks like on the top of the brake pad so you know which one you're putting in and which direction it needs to go. It was pretty hard for me to record this and do it at the same time, but what I did is I slid the brake pads in, and now what I'm trying to do is get them lined up. So I'm using the straight screwdriver through the hole in an effort to try and line the pads up so they're in the right area. So when I put the bolts through, I'm able to reach the thread so I could start screwing them in by hand. Okay, here's the finished product. And I just want to do this to double check, make sure that everything's in the right place. I put the brake pads on the right way so the braking material is actually on the rotor and not flipped around, that I don't have metal on metal. But, you know, it's a pretty simple thing to do, but, you know, it's always good to double check. Okay, I'm going to do a fluid flush And, you know, the .5 fluid is supposed to be purple. You can see this stuff is more of a yellowish orange color. So it's broken down. It's time to flush it. This is a little more difficult to do than the front ones because I don't have gravity on my side. So what we need to do here is, the easiest thing is remove any fluid that we have in the reservoir without emptying the reservoir completely, because we don't want to break that fluid seal and put air in the system. So I'm going to use a syringe that I got at the hardware store, and I'm going to suck that out with the syringe, and I'm going to put it into a bottle. Now to add some brake fluid, we'll top it off, put the lid on, and screw it down secure. Next, I'm going to pump the foot brake pedal up and hold pressure on it. At the same time, I'm going to take my other hand and open the bleeder until the fluid stops coming out of the bleeder. At that point, I'll close the bleeder. Once the bleeder is closed, I will let up on the pedal. I'll pump it up again and repeat the process. We'll do this for a while, and after a few cycles, we'll open up the lid on the reservoir and see how much more fluid we have to add. We'll add more fluid, secure the lid again, and complete the process until we get to the point where the blue fluid that shows that everything's been flushed and we have fresh fluid is coming out through the bleeder. Then we'll close the bleeder, make sure it's tight. We'll top off the fluid in the reservoir, close off the lid, screw everything down. Then we're good to go. So we did a complete brake change and fluid flush. And, you know, obviously we know the importance of brakes and the safety that's involved. So this is something that we did to make ourselves safer. And we did it a lot cheaper than if we took it to an independent or even to a dealer. So it's a good way to maximize your ride and not spend a lot of money. If this was of any value to you, please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.